G'day guys and welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be talking all things traveling with a dog. Now, if this isn't one of our most asked questions, I wouldn't know what is. Probably fuel economy in the patrol, but it's definitely, and for a lot of reasons, I guess. Like, it's something that we sort of had to guess a lot of, like, hey, what would it be like and what we're going to miss out on and all that. Like, we've been traveling now for quite a fair few years now, on and off. With Georgia, our golden retriever, and now full-time for about 17 months at the time of this video. So it definitely does change a little bit from sort of your casual weekends to 1 or 2 weeks. Like, you can sort of sneak away to
full-time.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a difference.
But it definitely made it easier to sneak away for like 1 or 2 week trips of, the Georgia would stay at one of our parents' house or something, and we've only done that a number of times. And for us, that was kind of like, it was good, but then it's like, we need to have it with us. Like, it was kind of, to travel full-time wasn't even a question, or a 12-month trip.
The longest stretch we did without her, and she stayed with our parents, was 5 weeks. And we missed her so much. Yeah,
we did. It was hard. And it wasn't really up for a question of whether she was coming with us or not. It was like, it's an absolute must. Like, she's a part of our family. So we're going to cover a lot of your questions today on our experience. You might see Georgia looking over here. We've got a couple of little surprise behind the laptop here to try and keep her. See if you think she's like got problems, like staring problems or something. She's just trying to be a good girl. So anyway, again, we're going to share our tips, our experiences, to sort of help you I guess, from whether or not you should take your dog with you, because there's quite a few factors. This is really going to depend on what you're going to dive into.
It's a really tough one for some people.
Yeah, exactly. So but what we want to start this episode off on a little bit of a flashback of some of our favorite sort of times and memories. It's a little been so special for us as dog parents.
She's our baby.
Yeah, so let's sit back, relax, and enjoy some amazing moments. Alright, some amazing moments there. Look, and that could have even been, you might have switched this video off now. You'd be like, yep, I wanted those memories of my dog, and switch it off. I've just made up my mind. So again, so many special moments. It's just we would not have it any other way. But look, there is some things that you sort of got to be a bit relaxed on to sort of make this happen. Now look, before we dive into it, we want to be so damn clear. I do apologise if there's a little bit of wind around. It's the day's been a little bit, how you going? We've been holding off in this video for so long, so this has to happen. So I do apologise if there's a little bit of wind behind us. But what we want to cover is, this is so dependent on your dog, and this is solely on everything we do, it's solely on our experience and our situation. So that's going to look different for everyone.
Yep.
Especially in this case when it comes down to your dog. and what they're like, how they behave, if they listen to you, like whether you can leave them alone in your caravan under the aircon or in your car with the window down if the weather's right. Like all these things are going to be so different.
Everything has to add up.
Yeah, like we've sort of walked past a lot of other people that have dogs and sort of seen the way they behave. I'm like, if that was my dog, I couldn't do it. Like there's definitely been a few moments like that. So look, we're very lucky with Georgia. She's very well behaved. She'd be 10 years old in January.
In January, she's going to be the big double digits.
Yeah, so she's getting there. So every single moment for us is just like so damn special. We want to give her the absolute best life. We look after her extremely well. Yeah. So it's really, really good memories. So, but again, her whole life she's been chill. Like, you know, we can leave we leave her at home. Like, you know, if we go to work, when we used to live in a house and the day was hot under the aircon, no dramas. Like she'd just be hanging out.
Back where we were from, the summer days would get up to like 47 degrees, and if we were both at work, we were just like, we can't leave her in the backyard all day, so we just had to trust her and leave her inside under the aircon.
Yeah, and that's what made it easy. And we've been on a lot of trips for driving, so but again, every dog's going to be different. That's what it can't be any more clearer than that. That's something you need to figure out yourself. I'm like, look, there's things at home and you go, oh Jesus, no way. Like the answer could possibly no, or if you got time, slowly start easing into it. Like
Georgia used to hate four-wheel driving. It got to the point where I would just get out of the car just to open, if say we were on a property, if I was open a gate, she would start to fret because she knows when I get out of the car,
something's down.
Something's happening, because usually when I get out of the car to film something's, you know, she sort of gets shaken around in the back. But over time, she's really adjusted to it, and she just chills in the back now. She's absolutely fine with it.
Yeah, 100%. Look, these are things you could practice at home, like, you know, leaving them in the caravan for like 10 minutes under the aircon, come back, like, you know, little bits like that. But
ease into it.
Yeah, 100%. So look, again, that's a massive factor here. So again, this is solely on Georgia and our experience of seeing other dogs and all the stuff over the years, and owners and our experience and our situation. So you do need to keep that into mind. So let's dive straight into probably the number one thing is the kind of the ball breaker with dogs is national parks. So the answer to this, briefly, is can you have dogs in national parks? Like the answer, the bold answer is no. Like the answer is no, but
there's no.
But there's buts.
There's buts, but it's no.
Yeah, there's buts though. So like we're in Queensland at the moment, and Queensland's probably the best state you're going to get for accommodating with dogs. Now overnight, no. I don't think we've seen one where you can have a dog staying overnight. So that's pretty much out of the question, staying at nice national park overnight stays. But
we've never done it.
Yeah, but to us, I feel like we've never really missed out on that. Like we always sort of day trip and then stay somewhere near it.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been that bad. But Queensland, again, every national park is different.
And every state is different.
Yeah, and every state is so different. But with Queensland, like it's on their parks website. So with most national parks, unless it's signed differently, you can have your dog in your car as long as you're on the main roads.
Yeah.
So this doesn't mean you can pull up at a rest stop and like get your dog out and have a barbecue. Like they can be in the car on main roads while you're driving.
Not unattended.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, you know, you can be unattended. Yeah. So you could pull up, and if it's cool and windy, the waterfall's going to take you 5 minutes to look at. Like as long as your dog doesn't get out of the car, it's okay. So look, you can go look at that on the website there. But there is specific national parks where it's just like they have their own rules. It's like no, or yes. Like we've been to some national parks that accommodate like you can walk your dog to the waterfall. Like there's not many of them, but they do exist. So, but look, for your big planning, like Queensland's your best ones for accommodating to like go in and, you know, check things out, because a lot of stuff up here, there's so many things you can go in. It's just like
really
to the car park
short
and
walk.
Yeah, really short stuff. Like you're not going to leave your dog in the car and do a 4-hour hike. No. Like, you know, and obviously weather dependent. If it's, you know, 40 degrees, you're not going to want to leave your dog in the car at all. So yeah, again, definitely be smart about that. But there is ways that can work to allow you to go and still enjoy things in some national parks. But for us, we don't avoid them. We've pretty much done every national park mainly that we wanted to do.
That we've come across.
Probably not to the extent that we'd like to do, like, you know, spending full days and stuff. Like
very rushed.
Yeah, like on the Gib, for example, there's plenty of spots where you can stay, like the national park just outside of it, camp with the van, whatever, get up nice and early in the morning, go do your waterfall for 1, 2, 3 hours maybe if it's still pretty cool in the morning, or you can run your aircon or whatever, And obviously we still got to be careful of doing too long, because if something was to happen.
The biggest one was probably when we went to Karajini National Park in WA.
Yes, we left at the caravan park there in the van with the aircon on. It did get hot that day, and that did stress us out a bit. We're like, we need to get back.
We were really worried if the power tripped.
Yeah, we had all the fans, and people were like, we had backup plans, but that was sort of stressful. So you do need to really be minded of that. But national parks,
once we got back, everything was obviously fine.
Yes, but they're not out of the question. But you're going to have to really plan around that. This is where it's going to really come down to like, hey, can I leave my dog in the caravan for a few hours, or in the car, and be able to go away for 5-10 minutes to go to a lookout or something? This is where it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So that's what really touches on the national parks. Again, it's not a no, but it's not a yes. But it's more a no than a yes. But there is ways to make it work, and for us, we don't really feel like we've missed out.
Yeah, we found what works for us. So.
And there's a lot of state parks. There's a lot of
state parks have become.
They've always been our favourite anyway.
Yeah, but it's just, I feel like we get to explore more, because normally people sort of just, state park, like there's not much in there. But we found some really beautiful waterfalls that we can walk along, and Georgia can come with us. Yeah,
you do miss out on some, but the ones where you can have your dog there and you're in these waterfalls and that together, like it makes up for it. But this would be like whether it's going to be, again, a 3-month family trip where like you're going to go to... again, Karajini and stuff, like it's going to be full national parks, and you're like, no, we need to see this stuff. Like that's where, again, personal preference of, you got a family member. So a lot of people don't have, a family member that can leave their dog with them comfortably or whatever. So again, it's really going to be up to you guys of sort of how that looks out. And I guess what we could touch on that is kennels. Like a lot of people, say, do we use kennels and stuff and pet sitters as we sort of go around? The answer is no.
No, we haven't.
Georgia's never been in a kennel. And I never will.
There's nothing wrong with them. They're absolutely fine, but I think it just comes to both our anxiety and her anxiety. Leaving her with a stranger, she's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I just much rather not do that. We wouldn't want to have it in a kennel. We've never used a pet sitter, but in saying
even with dog groomers, we have to make sure like it's just one-on-one. There's no other dogs there, like.
Yeah, just for her experience. Like, there's no real reason behind it. That's just what we would prefer. But some people would leave a dog at a kennel for ages, and it's no dramas. But for us, we've done everything we do without having to rely on any of that. But saying that, there's some caravan parks that have like pet sitting there as well.
There's the one at the Gold Coast where the theme parks are, the big 4 there. They do pet sitting.
Yeah, kennels around. There's apps that you can go on. Just that people can come and walk your dog, look after him, drop him off at the house. Like there's
even at the caravan park, like the person next to you might be lovely. They might even have the same breed of dog as you, and that two dogs just get along like a house on fire.
You never rule that out either. Making friends and get them to look after him. But that's sort of. Again, we've never relied on that, but there is plenty of options out there for pet sitting.
So what do we do when we want to go out for dinner or go out for the day and we can't take Georgia with us?
Yeah, pretty much the same sort of thing. This is where we just leave her in the caravan. It's simple as that. Like weather dependent, but again, we've got aircon, we've got a lot of batteries in our van, or whether it's at a caravan park and dinner 2 hours maybe by the time you go out and come back or whatever.
We just make sure she eats before we go. She goes out to the toilet, has a big bowl of water, and
we come back and she's just like wakes up, she's like, "You home, are you?"
Should we tell them what we do with the TV?
What? Sometimes you put on dog cartoons.
I put on a dog cartoon.
Don't make it sound too freaking crazy.
Paw Patrol or Secret Life of Pets.
Sometimes I'll put on a freaking dog video. But again, that's no dramas for us, because look, that dinners and all that stuff doesn't really bother us. When we go to the supermarket and we got the caravan on, for us, again, we can turn the aircon on this thing
or
in our
one
caravan.
of us will just go in and one will stay in the van with Georgia.
Depends. Like when the Cairns, we did just recently, we did a big shop for Cape York. We just turned the aircon on, made sure it was cool before we left, had the fans on, had a backup plan if something was to fail. And she just chills in the aircon, van locked up. No dramas at all. So
that's an angel.
Yeah, that's another good thing of why we wanted the big battery system in our van was for that, because it does happen quite a lot. We do want to go into the supermarket and enjoy things, or go in, and if we wanted to go out for lunch or something, she can't be there. We know we can safely leave her.
Well, there was once last year when we had our 17.6 Freelander and our 300 amp battery system. We had been parked in the shade at Mataranka for quite a few days, and then we were only heading into Catherine.
Yeah.
So not that far of a drive. So the batteries didn't really get enough, there wasn't enough driving time for the batteries to fully charge. We had to go into the supermarket to do a massive shop, and by the time we come back, because the aircon was on with Georgia, the battery sort of didn't really...
getting close. So what you get is we did the dog didn't suffer. We suffered that night because it was hot as hell.
Because we only drove to Edith Falls that night.
Yeah, we didn't. We got very hot that night. The dog was
really
fine
hot.
though, which is great. So let's talk about some dog hair now. This is
the dog hair.
The dog hair.
She's a golden retriever.
Yeah.
She sheds hair.
She sheds hair, and again, every dog is different there. But for her, yes, she sheds hair. We're very clean people. We got OCD. Well, I got OCD, and just Dyson life is everything. Like.
We're not sponsored by Dyson.
Yeah, no, Dyson, yeah, just a good vacuum. We vacuum a couple of times a day. Even if the dog wasn't there, we probably would anyway.
We'd vacuum daily anyway.
Yeah, so. But definitely a good vacuum, like for your bed and for your seats and in the car as well. Pretty much after every day or two, I'll just like vacuum the car and air compressor it out.
And the air compressor with the van, and we've got it in the car as well.
Yeah, and it looks brand new. Like wouldn't even tell there's a dog in there. So it's one of those things. It's the more you're onto it, the more it's like if you let it build up, then.
And the same with the smell. Like people think, oh, do you get that dog smell? But no, like she doesn't smell at all. Like we always have like our diffuser or our candle going, and the windows are always open. So. And she's always clean. So.
Yeah, I always care about washing her. If she might get treated for like cancer. She recently got a nice
haircut and a nice wash.
Haircut and nails and all that stuff. So she kind of got pretty treated there. But dog hair, it kind of like again, it's not an issue for us. Like yes, sometimes you can be like Jesus Christ, like there's
especially
more.
when you're wearing all black clothes.
Yeah, but you pick her up or but there's going to be one day where you do anything to wish you had that back. So sort of covering a couple of questions here as well because we sort of did a bit of a post on the socials quite a while ago and just got some sort of rough questions. These are sort of rough questions we've got over the time, and we did a little bit of one there as well where people drop some questions there. So one of them was about keeping her cool. Like, look, aircon 18 degrees, whatever she wants.
A lot of people get those cooling, like you can get cooling pads and cooling collars. You can even get them from like Kmart or the pet stores or whatever. We don't have one of those for Georgia, even though she's a long-haired dog, but
she's under the aircon. Yeah, like, no jump. If you're like rooftop tent and all that stuff, again, you can get cooling pads and that. Yeah. There hasn't really been. It depends obviously where you're traveling and stuff.
Where you are and
as well. So let's talk about food because Georgia probably gets fed better than any human that I know, including us. She gets more. It gets expensive as well. But do you want to sort of touch on that? You're more of a food lady than me.
Got asked, do you prepare meals for Georgia every day and what does she eat? So yes, I used to prepare her meals every day. It was a little bit stressful once we started traveling full time, especially when we went up the centre and along the WA coast because supermarkets are so few and far between. So I didn't care about stocking up for us. I just knew I had to stock up for her.
Yeah, people are like, oh, you're going to go remote, you're going to have to get water or food. But like, no, like the first thing we run out of is dog food. Like that's why we got to go back to the supermarket.
That's why we have to go back to civilization.
And it did start to get a bit old. It was when we sort of went to Cape York and that would this can't happen, but it's going to be hard.
Before going to Cape York, I was like, this can't happen. I don't want to feel like that while we're up there.
But do you want to quickly touch on what you were
feeding her? So Georgia's on a full raw diet, so I'd feed her like kangaroo mince if I couldn't get my hands on kangaroo. This is all from the supermarket, so it's just it used to be just a one-stop shop for us, which is so much easier. So kangaroo mince, if I couldn't get that, it was turkey mince or chicken mince, just some pumpkin, always pumpkin, greens, chicken necks, or like little fine like wings, things like that.
Yeah, she got the lot.
Yeah, raw eggs and the shell, the lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she got the lot.
Berries are really great for dogs.
And that was fine, but it was amazing.
It was time consuming
but just time consuming. The room.
Took up so much room.
Yeah, the room and the fridge freezes, all that. And it does get expensive. Her food was probably nearly more expensive than ours. Like that doesn't bother us because we want her to live the longest that she can. But it was just sort of becoming like a bit of a chore, I guess. Yeah. So you sort of found a few options now.
Yeah, before going to Cape York, I was like, I need to find something so I don't feel like this when we're up there, and because we needed the freezer space. So I came across a brand called it's right here, Big Dog Pet Foods, and you can just get them from like Pet Stock or whatever other pet store. The website has you can search whatever pet stores around, and it's full raw. It's everything that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like my answer. And all you do, you just go by their weight and you give them however much they weigh.
Yeah, and that's been easy, and just the change between the diet, we didn't see any difference there. Like she's
been the same.
Yeah, she's been the same, which is awesome. She loves a lot of.
And they make little treats as well. She loves the treats.
Yeah, she's snapping her neck now. But yeah, she absolutely loves water. So like she drinks the same, well, not the same water as us, but out of our Enagic ionizer, the Kangen water. So usually they have different settings on there. So usually we just keep on like the 8.5 setting, which is the lower ionized sort of one.
Setting?
Yeah, there's different kind of ones of like people like, yeah, they have them on the high one, the lower one, but or we can just have her on the 7, which is neutral and it's not ionized. But
yeah, we just usually stick to the 8.5.
Yeah, since we switched to that, like that's been 2.5 years now.
Her breath doesn't smell.
Oh, the changes, it was more benefits than humans, pretty much. Like absolutely crazy. And it come to the stage where like she'd go to back then our parents didn't have an ionizer then, and she would go to our parents' house and like wouldn't drink water. Like, not even joking.
It stressed my parents out a lot.
Yeah, and so like it was literally the chlorine in the water, just the scent and that, which was nuts. And a quick story there, back when I was a Remedial massage therapist and I had clients I was helping with the water massively, and I had a client that had 2 dogs, and he was interested in it. I'm like, oh, and he come around and grab some water and that to trial, and went home, and he had 2 dogs, and like full like. When he told me this, I was like, this guy's nuts. Like, I couldn't believe the story. He like had like different dog bowls, and like he'd fill up like one of tap water, one with the Kangen water, and he'd like switch around like a friggin' magician thing. And like, but every single time the dog went to the Kangen water bowl, no matter what he did, put it separate, like nuts. So every dog's going to be sort of sensitive to different things, but that we noticed that in Georgia as well. So she was drinking more. And, massive.
Even now, like the other day, we went to the Herberton Heritage Village, which is all dog friendly. It's just lovely, and there's all dog bowls around everywhere and water. But she was so thirsty, but she just wouldn't have a drink. So here we are with our drink bottles pouring into our hand, so she'd have a drink.
For people that don't know, you're probably like, we're freaking crazy, but that's that's
she
a massive.
She won't drink normal water.
And look, we swear that's like one of the main reasons of why. Like people still think Georgia looks like a puppy. Like she's nearly 10. And she looks amazing.
And she's always full of high spirits as well.
Yeah, super healthy. That's obviously going to come down to longevity and the happiness of your dog. So
that's So in a nutshell, that's why. Yeah, that's why we feed her raw and the water, and we just want her to live as long as possible.
Yeah, so that takes into vet checkups and vaccinations. So that's obviously when you're on the road, it's different. Like again, you doing a trip or long time on the road, like it's going to be different. You just get it done before you go.
You're going to need.
But look, a lot of stuff for her is yearly.
Yep.
So it's pretty sort of easy.
We were lucky enough to run into Dr. Tanya from Vet in a Van while we were up in Broome last year. Georgia was due.
Yeah, she did a
due for a vaccination, so that worked out really
well. Yeah, she come to a caravan, did it.
Lovely.
Absolutely lovely.
That was awesome.
Amazing service there. So there's her, and I guess there's other people probably around.
Yeah, there's other people probably doing the same thing.
Doing it as well. But look, again, most stuff's yearly. Like everyone's dog's different with like medications.
Well, Georgia has a medication that she takes once a week.
For incontinence, but
not because she's old. That was a thing from when she was de-sexed back when she was a puppy. But like that. It doesn't really
kind of know. Yeah, and we've been touch wood. Like we've been lucky. We haven't had any dramas with her. Like I think she's had one heat spot. Since she should have been on the road, but we again our the 2.5 acidic water and 11.5 strong water that our Kangen machine produces literally that's like the same as it's literally just sprayed that.
Goes away, but
2 days later it was gone.
She used to get heat spots and ear infections all the time
from being wet
wet and she used to hate all the different medications. So using the water just so much easier.
But touch wood, she's been awesome, and again like with ticks and stuff as well. I guess we could slide into that. Like we have like last year the gib we had a tick collar and the pills.
and the medication.
So she
got really sick.
Well, not really sick, but she was a bit off.
She would vomit and
randomly. Like it just we could only put it down to doing the both. So we're up in Queensland at the moment, and she's just got a tick collar.
She's got the collar. She's had the collar on since we were about in Mackay.
Yeah, and we've had no dramas at all. Like there's different things up here of how long you're sort of staying up here. I know with some different insects and stuff, but she's been fine. But look, just when you're in an area you're not sure, just call the local vet. Again, don't take this as any vet advice. This is just again our own experience, and we've touch wood,
we know Georgia really well. So.
We've never had any issues with ticks and all that stuff. Disease, like we've had no issues. And
I don't know how she hasn't had a tick because I wouldn't know how to search for a tick on her. Her hair's so long.
Yeah, no, yeah. We do check her.
And she gets in the long grass all the time. But yeah, we obviously like, scratching her and checking through her skin.
We've had no issues there at all. And I guess the other thing as well is baits. Like when you're especially on properties.
WA.
Gib River Road is one where she was on a lead the whole time.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed cruel sometimes, and it was a little bit of a pain in the ass. But like for us, like out there's that much wildlife. Like even if then there's so many properties that are all baiting, and
the birds, they'll go and pick up the bait and they'll fly around and just drop it.
They can be anywhere, and there has been a couple of unfortunate horror stories of again dogs picking up something and things happening. So again, for us, we just couldn't be any more careful, and she was on the lead all the time. Croc country as well. Same thing as well. A lot of crocs up there, up at Cape York and that. When we need water, she loves water, but again, she'll listen to us as well. Like she won't just go and just jump in the water.
She knows to wait for water. Like normally she'll just go and run if we're on grass or an oval or something like that.
Yeah, where some dogs
water,
will.
She knows.
But again, just have your dog on a lead. Like we stayed at Buttons Crossing, we literally had like a 4 or 5 meter friggin' salty across from us for like 3-4 days. Ended up taking a cow off the bank, so luckily it wasn't us. But again, just mainly she was inside. Like when we were outside, she's like literally like just here,
just on one lead.
We're back from the water a fair bit, of course, but like again, they are around, and they're looking, they're hunting.
They're watching you.
Yeah, probably hunting us, but she was probably entree, and we're probably going to be the main. But again, just around croc country, just lead, don't take an eye off it, and you just have to be very careful. Don't let her wreck your trip or not take that because of it. But again, dog needs to listen to you, be in the lead, and
all the precautions.
Yeah, you can never be, for us, you can just never be too careful with that.
G'day guys, I hope you're enjoying today's episode. We want to quickly interrupt because we have an extremely exciting announcement to make for you guys. As you would have seen, we're wearing our Travelling Campers merch. As we've been going around Australia for quite a while now, and extremely exciting announcement is we now have this available to you guys. So we'd love to see you out there. This is our Team Travelling Campers range. Love to see you guys out there exploring, driving in our gear.
They're available right now on our website. So we've got men's, women's, kids, tees, and even some hoodies. So you can jump on right now and shop, and they'll be posted straight to you. Also on our website, we've got heaps of blog posts. So how we travel with Georgia, so traveling with a dog. We've got all about our car and our van, and also we've got how we travel full time. So if that's something you've been interested in, you can jump in and check it out, and we can even help you if that's something you want to do.
Exactly. And look, we don't ask too much from you guys at all, but look, we'd love if you take just 10 seconds to make sure, because we've seen the stats and a lot of you guys that watch frequently aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So please just jump across, hit that subscribe button, hit that little notification bell. That means you won't miss a 1 minute of Travelling Camps. And look, give the video a like, jump in the comments. We love to engage with you guys. So look, just let us know your favorite takeaway, your favorite part of the episode. Chuck something in there, we'll get back to you and we can engage with you guys in there, as that's what we're trying to do, is build a Travelling Campers community of all traveling like-minded people. As we've been going around, we've been meeting so many of you guys. It's been absolutely amazing.
We absolutely love.
That's what we've been all about. So again, guys, back to the episode. Thanks so much.
We had a question about any issues like with her barking when we're not around, and no, like again, as long as no one comes and knocks, and as long as someone's not trying to like get in the van, like she won't bark
or knocking. She doesn't like knocking.
Yeah,
and that comes from back when we were in our house.
Yeah.
If someone rang the doorbell, she'd run up to the front door like, someone's here to visit me. I'm so excited. But if they knocked, you would honestly think on the other side of the door we had like a Rottweiler or something. Like
she
sounds so scary when she like. So yeah, if someone knocks on the caravan door, she doesn't like knocking.
But we can confidently leave her know that she's not going to bark or do anything unless something happens, which is a good thing. But you do have to be careful with some caravan parks as well. Like they have strict rules of not leaving your dog unattended, even though if they're an angel. You've got to be careful of that as well. We have had incidents before. I guess this slides into our next thing of like the main issues we've had on our travels have been from other dog owners. Like we've been in full, like nearly full fights, like
especially in places where your dog's meant to be on a lead. So we're doing the right thing having our dog on a lead, but the other people are like, oh, my dog's friendly, it can just run off, it's fine, doesn't need to be on a lead.
Other dog owners have wrecked our days sometimes. Like and sometimes you just copple and chin, then it happens and you just like blow up. Like it's just, again, it comes down to just like thinking their dog's amazing, it's going to do everything right and runs around campgrounds into everyone's everyone's camps and stuff, and it's all right, and just, you know, on the beaches as well.
Just because your dog's friendly.
Yeah, and again, like, it's different. Like, you know, with Georgia, like, we obviously protect her, so we, you know, if your dog's on a lead and another dog's not, and someone's running up against your dog.
Imagine if you're just walking along calmly and someone just comes up in your face yelling and screaming, like a psycho.
They're naturally going to want to.
You're going to be like,
yeah,
get out of my face.
They're naturally going to want to sort of, again, protect you. So we have had issues, big issues, with other, again, it's just come down to irresponsible dog owners just simply not doing the right thing, and it wrecks it for others. And then you got to be mindful as well, as some people hate dogs.
Yeah.
Like, some people do not like dogs, or
even if you have a really cuddly, friendly looking dog, some people
or they're shit scared of them.
Yeah.
Like again,
Kids.
you got to be very, very, very careful. And we had a moment at Exmouth where, again, someone had left their dog tied up right, like, next to our camp.
Yeah, the caravan park in Exmouth.
Yeah. Oh, that was fine.
Yeah, but I didn't like the setup because it had all the dog owners in one, like it was a dog spot.
Yeah.
So all the dog owners were in one spot, which just, it doesn't work.
I get the reasons behind it, but it kind of didn't really work. But yeah, this was one example, is in when the owners went away, the dog was tied up to the camper trailer.
Yeah, because they were in the camper trailer. It was hot. They didn't want to leave the dog in the camper trailer, so it was tied up on a pole outside.
Yeah, and we come back and got out of the car and, like, sort of walked George. I'm like, oh, the dog was sort of there, and I'm like, you know, g'day, and the dog just went me. Like, and it was an angry dog.
And it was on a really long leash.
It went me.
It came in, like, it was under our awning.
It went me, it went Georgia. And yeah, if that thing got off the lead, Jesus Christ. And we had to, Mikayla cracked the shits massively. That was a kind of like a...
No one messes with my
baby.
Yeah,
you know, that was a kind of a build up to, like, nah, stop, I've never seen that side of you.
I stormed up
when
to
reported
reception.
it, because the reason we did, because kids were riding past on the bikes and the dog was going for the kids, which... Yeah, again, but you know, its owners weren't there, so it was in protection mode. But yeah, things have definitely happened, and for us now, just Georgia's always on the lead. We've had where we'll just literally recently gave York a walk in Georgia.
Oh yeah, we were just walking along the, well, not quite on the beach, but walking
through the car park there. 2 dogs off the lead. We've walked
past. We didn't even see the dogs. They were like in the camp with their owners. Yeah,
seeing George and just come out, boom, just wanted to kill her. Like, just,
it was awful.
Absolutely horrible. Then the owners are just kind of sitting there and they just slowly waltz over and didn't say sorry. And again, another really wrecks our afternoon, and it nearly ends up in a friggin' brawl.
And it just, because it's happened so often to us, George is just like a hot target or something. It just shakes me up so much. It takes me so long to calm down.
It's absolutely horrible. That's something we've seen quite a lot, and it's probably been the biggest issue for us traveling with a dog.
Irresponsible dog owners.
Yeah, hands down. All right, so a quick one about where Georgia sleeps. Wherever the hell she wants, pretty much, like on our bed most of the time.
Foot warmer.
Yeah, pretty much usually on our bed.
Or starfishing across the bed.
Yeah, or we put a blanket down on our L-shaped lounge, and generally she'll sleep on that.
Georgia, because she has that incontinence, it's really hit and miss. Like, we never know when it's going to happen. It just depends on the, like, if it's hot or how much water she's had. So we have it's called nurses will know what I'm on about. It's called a Kylie. So basically it's just like a waterproof.
Is that what old people have?
Yeah, and that's exactly where it is in Kmart, like in the geriatrics section.
Yeah.
So Georgia sleeps on one of those just in case during the night something happens.
It's more just for comfort as well.
Yeah,
like, she'll jump up there, or sometimes she's on the ground. Lately it's been a little bit cool at night time season. She'll stay on her bed all night.
Yeah, when it's cold, we know that she's cold.
Inside,
she stays on our bed all night.
The answer to that question is inside.
Yeah, always inside.
She's never slept outside, but like some people, it's just a no to come inside. Some people's dogs like sleeping outside, but for us, again, some places we stay, we just...
Even when we were in our house, she slept inside. Oh, she'd go outside during the night, but always want to come back in.
So she sleeps inside, our little princess, so she's totally fine. Don't worry about her in the cold or hot. She's literally coping just fine. Also with the travel as well, again, going to full-time travel as well, she's adapted. She's adapted so well. She's just travel, cruisy.
I think the only thing is like missing our parents. Probably. Yeah. Like when we're on the phone and they're on loudspeaker, like you can see she's like, oh, I know that voice. Like.
Yeah. No, she's doing absolutely fine. Like she just loves it. She's living the absolute best dog life, and she's just so chill and just really makes it extremely enjoyable for us. All right, so we're going to dive into some tips and tricks.
From our experiences, we've pretty much done through this whole video, but these are just specific ones that didn't come up through the questions. So
yeah, and the wind's getting a bit bad at the moment. So we need to get through this. So keeping your dog registered. So just recently we got a call and
from our local, from your local council or
yeah.
Shire.
So I don't know if I didn't renew it on purpose or.
I think we just left it because we're like, oh, we're traveling, like we don't live.
Yeah,
we don't live in a town.
Yeah,
anymore.
We got a call and they're still like, hey, like look, still register, because if she was to get lost somewhere,
at least she has a little tag.
Yeah, a little tag and that.
With the local council phone number and logo and whatnot.
So every state and council is different. I think it's like $45 or something like that a year. So again, it's a good safety thing there, and that's a lesson we sort of learned. We're like, oh, we don't even live in Majura anymore, but she
always has her name tag with Josh's phone number on the back anyway, but yeah, you never know.
Yeah, just in case she was to get
her
lost.
microchips connected with that council register as well, so if she didn't have her collar on, at least the vets could scan and microchip, and the council details would come up to call.
So in the worst case there, definitely we know there's a little bit of safety there. And again, the tip is, again, we got there's different leads. We got the navigator lead here.
We've got 3 of the navigator. Oh, sorry, sweetie.
Yeah, just put them together.
The navigator leads all linked together.
Yeah, so you can sort of make it just again, depending where you're staying, but you can sort of have it just awning sort of length.
We change it from either 2 to 3, depending on who's around and what's around.
If you had a caravan park and someone's just next to you, you want to make sure that she can't go into there, which you wouldn't anyway.
A lot of people use the skirts along the side of their van as well. I don't know if any company makes them big enough for a trooper.
Oh, we've never needed one. Yeah, anyway. We've seen other people that have that.
Yeah, but it's a good idea.
Yeah, so different leads, just to, again, so you can make sure they're okay if you're going outside. So what else we got here? So dog bowls. So
no.
We have two dog bowls. So we got Yeti insulated friggin' dog bowls. So she has one
that was a Christmas present, so it's not like I just went and splurged randomly.
Yeah, so we have one that goes in the back of our navigator bin bag.
I bought them when we were still in a house, so one was for her food, one was for her water. I'm like, well, now I've got 2 bowls. Not long after that Christmas is when we left.
Yeah, true.
So I was like, now I've got 2 of these expensive bowls. What am I going to do with them? So one just stays in the van, and that's for her food and water, and then one stays in the car in our navigator wheel backpack, and that's just for water when we're out on day trips or a travel day or something like that.
So always sort of take with Georgia. Again, she's like literally hugging one of the toys at the moment.
Her favourite toy.
Yeah, so a couple of toys, like we got like shampoo and stuff like that as well. Just some leads, like we have in the back in our car. We've got the navigator dog hammock. Absolute friggin' lifesaver. We get a lot of questions about that too, so that fits in the back of our Y62 Patrol beautifully. So you can adjust that for different cars, because every car's going to be quite different, but that just really you can have it in there safely. Like when we're forward driving, you can have the sides up so she's not leaning up, but like Georgia likes to like literally fat arm like up against the window. Sometimes she even like winds the window down above her own friggin' ports.
She can somehow put her hand on and the window comes down.
It's so scary, but again, it's really protected. Everything in the back of the car, amazing. Like, and just dog hair, whatever, you can literally just vacuum hose it out, pick it out, throw it out. Shake. Mud and stuff. Like we even use it to put firewood if we're like we sometimes just put firewood there, then just empty it on the ground. So that's been absolutely amazing. Forward driving, it protects her from falling forwards into the front if we're going down big steep inclines and that. So that's been an absolute lifesaver. All right, guys, so that pretty much wraps up our sort of experience of traveling with our dog, our sort of little tips and little obstacles we've sort of come up with. And look, again, this solely comes down to a personal preference, but for us, if you're sort of on the fence and kind of looking for that, like, hey, shouldn't I, is it going to affect me too much? I would say yes. Again, coming down to what you would know. You would know, like, hey, is my dog going to absolutely wreck my time? It could even be like some kids even. If you don't want to leave the kids at home or not, we need to stop comparing dogs to children. It's absolutely, you do it all the time.
She's our baby. I used to work in daycare, and I'd say to the parents, don't worry, I left my dog at the groomers once and it was awful.
So bad, absolutely so bad. But you look, is there going to be some restrictions? Yes. Is there going to be absolutely more amazing times that you can take your dog that you ever would have dreamt of? Yes. And that's gonna outrule every day. But again, you just got to you're going to know. you're definitely going to know, and I really hope this helped. Like, look, if you feel like we've sort of missed anything or want to go back, and because we've probably talked for ages here, go onto our website, travelingcampers.com.au. we've got a blog on there. We'll update that as well, put some tips and tricks on there, and sort of add anything in there that we sort of think we might have missed, because we do just wing this. Like, it's literally, I've got a couple of dot points and we just talk. So that's literally how we do everything. So if we do feel like we missed something, make sure you jump across there, read it, go back and sort of get any...
or pop a question below if we did miss something.
Yeah, but again, we wanted to keep it pretty straightforward. So we've literally covered everything that we think that we should. And look, again, we wouldn't have it any other way. It's been absolutely amazing. The memories, and just...
I feel sorry for people who don't travel with a dog, because I just think you would get so bored of each other.
Yeah. Geez, what are you trying to say there? But you do sort of see people around, like they'll come up to George and be like, oh my god, like start kissing her and stuff. I'm kind of like, it's like kind of a bit weird.
People who are on like a 4, 5, 6 week sort of trip and don't have their dog with them.
And they're just missing their dog hard. Like, and it's kind of wishing they did bring them with them. But again, it comes down to, if your trip's going to be a small trip, it's like bulk national parks, probably try and figure something out. Or if you're going to go for a longer time, you can always make it work. And again, just definitely bring it with it, because they're going to be living the absolute best life, and they're not going to be around for too long as the years keep going on. George is getting older and older. It sucks, but she's going to live the absolute best life ever, and she gives us the best life. Everyone she meets, she brings joy to absolutely everyone. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that helps. Hope you guys got a lot of value from that. Can't wait to see you out on the road. Whether it's you, we do look forward to seeing you as well. But
we want to see your dog. Meet
your dog as well, and we'll have a bit of a play and catch up. So again, guys, always let us know about, below in the comments, like what your sort of key takeaways, what was your favorite sort of parts? Did we help? Was this amazing? And are you going to take your dog with you or not? Let us know. So thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you next week.